Well, it says we're back up and running. I sincerely hope this damn thing does not freeze again because not a technician. I'm not real good with this kind of stuff, this whole digital age of live streaming and whatnot. Very difficult for me. But, that being said, I'll do the best I can to get this up and running again. I'll delete the last stream since that didn't really do much of anything so it doesn't confuse everybody and you guys can find it okay. So what we'll do, go into our little thing. And again, this is all real time. I'll have to redo everything all over again, which of course is a major pain, but that comes with the territory, I suppose. Alright, delete that from YouTube, and gone. Alright, cool. So now there should only be one, and that's the stream we're on right now. Again, technical difficulties and all of that. It is what it is. We have Pimp something or other said, "Hi cutie, I'm a married man. Let's refrain from any hitting on of this guy over here. Don't like it. It's uncomfortable, it's awkward, and we're here for technology. This isn't Tinder. Just saying." Alright, so, now then, let's have our conversation. So, what we were talking about before we got rudely interrupted by the thing freezing over here, is essentially the TCL 8 series. A lot of you guys were curious as to my take, my concerns, my impressions, all that good stuff on the 1000 zone monster. Now, immediately the first thing that comes to everybody's mind is the X95K from Sony. So, what does that mean in English? Well, that basically means now it's going to become budget versus high-end, and we now have to decide which one's worth the money. My concerns with the TCL, though, are that they're going to have the same Black Crush issues that they had on the Q825. They're going to have the same Black Crush issues that exists on basically every TCL that they've done at the 6 series level. And there really isn't any technology talked about introducing, for the near black that they have problems with. Also, viewing angles are a massive problem. They do not have an answer to this. They've said nothing about viewing angle technology. Sony, on the other hand, has with their X wide angle. They even have the X reflection technology, anti-reflection technology. So that's huge. And when you're comparing the two, it might make more sense to do the leap for the Sony. Now, again, I could be being a Sony pony, and I could be being biased going into this because I genuinely believe in the master backlight drive technology 1,000,000,000%. And again, Sony has had a history of having these ugly-ass gray blacks from the X90J, the X900F, you go down the series. I mean, they've really just been putting out their worst foot year after year and slapping the Sony name on the product. And I think for me, that's the part where checking to make sure it's not dead yet, and that's the part where Sony is really, getting on my nerves because it's like here I sit with the Sony X900E. It's one of their champion models. Motions bang on. Black levels are good for the time period, especially before the updates that they ruined that TV with. And it's just one of those things where it's just kind of like, now we have the master backlight drive coming back. It's 2016 technology being reintroduced with a new spin, mini LED. That shit has me so excited, guys, you have no idea. Why? Because the Z9D is the best TV Sony has ever made at the LED level, period. Nobody's touching the Z9D. And if the master backlight drive comes back with mini LEDs and actually hits that Z9D level of black levels, we're going to win. We're going to win huge. And it's great because then it'll give two options. You're going to have the 4K option, which is the X95K. Then you're going to have the 8K option, which of course will be the Z9K. But not everybody wants 8K. And I think maybe this year Sony kind of gets that, and maybe they're trying to offer something for everybody else. Though I'm kind of worried because Quantum Dot OLED exists. They're going to be trying to make their money back on that. So does that mean that they're going to nerf the performance of the mini LED by doing what LG does and make an IPS screen? We don't actually know. Furthermore, another concern that I have is that, again, with TCL, they have a problem algorithmically with making sure they clean up noise, and color accuracy is always a hit or miss thing where they have these generally pissy tinges and hues to the screen. So there's a lot that we have to be worried about in the midst of the hype season. You're going to have your advertisers and your reporters talking about, oh man, this is great news, this is big news, this is hype, this is what you want, right? That's their job. But everyday people like me turned reviewers that learn this shit and that do this shit, now it's just we have to balance the playing field, right? Is it exciting? Yes, but it's something that we have to kind of put in scope because at the end of the day, these companies are trying to get thousands of dollars for these new TVs, and now we have to see if they're worth it, especially since they're now targeting larger screen sizes than ever before, more and more, and it's of course to get the return on investment. It's something that we need to make sure is there. So I'll be doing that this year for you guys. I'll be reviewing the TCL as requested by many of you guys, and I'll also be reviewing that Sony X95K, if not probably keeping it, because I'm not going to lie. Maybe just a little bit being a little bit of a Sony pony with the excitement because of my remembrance of the Z9D. I mean, really, like, I'm in love with that TV. I've been kicking myself since, like, it came out that I did not pick one up. And the fact that it's out now, amazing. Absolutely brilliant. Well, not out now, but it'll be out when it's out, and I'll get one. You know, the mini LED version. But you guys get what I'm saying. It's exciting stuff. Now I'm going to go over to the comments here. Let's hope we don't have an issue where it freezes again or audio goes out or any crazy crap, because I am not an engineer, but I will do the best I can for you guys tonight. And I want to say thank you to everybody who came back onto the stream after we had our little issue here with technical difficulties, right? These things do happen, so I appreciate your patience. All right, so we're going to open up the chat here, and we've got Enoch. You said, what's good, Quantum? I just wanted to say something about the return of the backlight master drive that was originally on the Z9D. If successful with the X95K, then I might be interested on the TV market. And I'm kind of the same way. It sucks because, like, I'm sitting here with good TVs. I've got great TVs. But, like, I find myself at a point where I am at like a hyper level of like awareness with these TVs. Like, it's not normal the level of which I pay attention to these TVs. Normal people don't do this, right? I'm looking for dirty screen effect. I'm looking for clouding. I'm looking for near black issues. I'm looking for, you know, any kind of vertical banding. I'm looking for soap opera effect artifacts. I'm looking for non-soap opera effect artifacts for 24p. I mean, the list goes on and on. And it's so hard because no TV, not even the ones I own, do all of the stuff I'm looking perfectly. And I don't expect 2022 to do that. And there comes the problem here. It's like, even though we have the X95K coming out, reintroducing the master backlight drive, we need to be realistic. If you remember back to the Sony X940E, Enoch, they had problems with motion. And I'm afraid that they're going to do the same thing again. And it's going to be one of these things where, you know, their high-end TVs still struggle with motion, and I really don't understand Sony's mindset on this. Like, it has literally been a thing always. The X930E struggled with motion, the X940E, I mean, like, and every TV after that has really struggled with motion at the high-end LED range. And if they do that again on something like this, that we could basically be dealing with another A90J. The picture quality isn't the problem here. Nobody's saying that the A90J isn't capable of producing a pretty picture. It most certainly is. It's that motion that ruins everything. It's when you start seeing shit move. I mean, like, if it's a gallery TV and all you're doing is watching slideshow presentations, then wonderful, but we want it for other stuff. And I think anything, again, below 60 FPS, which will be the vast majority of all movies, obviously, we're going to have a real hard time with these TVs, and that's my big concern here. So, yeah, I hear you on that, and hopefully they get that together, because, I mean, it's about time, you know? What's going on, Jordan? Nice to see you. Thanks for stopping by, brother. You said, how are things, Quantum? I can't complain. I finally got over that cold for the most part. For those of you who've been watching my videos over the last couple of weeks, I've been having this, like, really nasty cold, kicking my ass. Some people said it was COVID. Some people said I was going to die the next day. And other people have been wishing me well. To those who wished me well, you guys have come through, and guess what? We're fine. So I'm happy, I'm chilling, and all is well. So I appreciate you inquiring about that. What's going on, Craig? Hey, Anonymous, what's going on, brother? You said, hey, Quantum, glad to see you looking healthier. You said, okay, so on to the 8 series. It's definitely been hard to come by any real information. Seems like a lot of rumors, speculation mostly. Hopefully we don't have any issues. It says, Windows is about to restart. Why is everything going wrong now that I'm trying to do a live stream? Can we do like a not now option? It says pick a time. I don't understand what's happening. I'm just gonna do pick a time, and then maybe it'll leave me alone. Now it went out of the Windows thing, so I'm hoping here that it'll leave me alone. Yeah, let's do 12 a.m. tomorrow. That sounds legit. Yeah, let's just do that, because is there like not a confirm option here? Boy, this is really a pain in the ass. I don't understand it. It says 12 a.m., so let's just go with that and just hope that that's what it's doing. We're definitely not restarting now. We finally got the live stream up and working again. All right, so we're going to leave that where it is. Okay, but back to the comment before I was rudely interrupted by Windows and their bullshit. All right, we've got, let's see. So it's mostly speculation, which, yeah, that part's true. Everybody's pretty much guessing all over the place. Oh, what is it going to do? What is it going to be? They do that shit every year. You know how it is. There's money in it. You know, people are going to always want to speculate these videos out there and get money for it, so it is what it is. And we've got word on the street, seeing $2,000 price tag, 65-inch model, 1,200 zones, 65 inches going to be 2,300 nit or 2,000 nits and things like that. And you said it's all but confirmed that Samsung and TCL are sharing technology. from current gen mini LEDs, 144 hertz. Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, what I think honestly too, Anonymous, like a lot of people don't realize these companies share technology a lot. They share chipsets, they share manufacturing, information with one another. So they all kind of have the lowdown on what each other are doing. That's how every year they literally come out with similarly spec'd models each year. It's not like they're not in the UHD alliance with each other, right? So they all kind of know what each other are doing. And it's kind of like this whole like group like thing that they do where they round table that shit for the most part. Now they don't share every little detail, but they give a little roundabout because they're all partners on some aspect, and they like to share things like, "Hey, you get my motion processing chip. Hey, let me get your panels." Like they do this shit all the time, so I don't doubt that part of it. I mean, hell, we see that relationship right now today with Sony and LG. LG will literally provide Sony with the fucking panel, and Sony will be like, "Hey, by the way, just in case you were wondering, your TVs are maybe trash. Add a smooth gradation feature." And then shortly after Sony has it, now LG has it. I'm not complaining because it definitely changes the game for LG. But it is something that we do need to talk about for sure. Now, you go on to say, you were saying something about TCL is the official TV of Call of Duty. And then you were saying when it comes down to it, we all know that TCL's real competition is the Sony with the X95K and the Master Backlight Drive, 2500 nits panel. Yeah, and I think for me though, like, it goes back to that main concern I have with the TCL. Like, again, I'm not counting TCL out. I'm completely going to be fair about all the reviews I do this year, as every year. We're going to get them in. We're going to see how they do. And then the honest report will come out one way or another. Am I rooting for TCL? Absolutely. If they fix the Black Crush, nobody will be happier than me, who's been seeing it for all these years. But then counteractively, we've got to look at Sony. I'm pulling for Sony probably harder than any brand this year because they have been the bum leg. They've been the weak link, right? And if they can fix that, man, we could actually see an absolute victory as consumers because they've been sucking so bad for so many years on the LED front. And their OLEDs have gotten worse as time has gone on. I've shown that off with my A8G, that's my everyday bread and butter OLED from them, and they just don't hit the same anymore. They just don't. Are they brighter? Yeah, sure, but you lose a lot of the features. And my, again, fear even with Sony, going into it, what features are we going to be losing? You know what I mean? Like, you're always going to lose something, and I'm afraid as to what we're going to be losing with these people. All right, so what's going on, Chin2Pat? Damn, it's been a while. Haven't seen your name pop up in the chat for a while. Salutations, man. We've got Handy Cart. What's going on, brother? I got to get on the phone and I got to have a conversation with you too. I talked to Anonymous, but I haven't had a chance to talk to you yet. We got to make that happen, man. You got my number, so you got to hit me up. We got to make that happen for sure. And what's up, life? Everything's fine for the most part. Got over the cold for the most part. Just a couple of sniffles here and there, but for the most part, everything's good. All right, so we've got Mumbai Cobra. You said, "Hi Quantum, I'm curious on what we've seen so far. What TV currently piques your interest the most? Also, thanks for the response to my question and your other video about holding off on buying a TV." So, I think as far as what piques my interest the most, I'm immediately for the X95K. Day one, that's the purchase this guy is going to be on all over, right? The Hisense with the H8H, U8H, it's the U8H, right? That really caught my eye. Like the mini LED, I want to see if that maybe improves the clarity issues we saw on Hisense. I don't know if they're going to do much in the way of banding. They need a smooth gradation feature desperately. But I think where Hisense is also screwing up is they don't have AI yet. And that AI comes in handy, right? Because now with AI, then you have the ability to do things like, upscale and change the dynamics of depth in your image and the relationship of colors and do it all realistically. Hell, you have AI technology now literally calculating what human faces are supposed to look like on a foreground and background basis. Like, Hisense has got to step it up. But of course, it takes funding, and so I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't know what that kind of AI technology would cost or anything like that. But I could imagine it'd be something pretty expensive. So, I mean, maybe. But for me, X95K all day, every day, that is like my number one TV this year that I'm super excited to see. Master Backlight Drive coming back. Hello. Baby Z9D maybe? Who knows? But yeah, that's number one for me right now. Then I would probably say, again, that Hisense Mini LED. I'm not really caring about the... They have the U9 from Hisense. I don't really care about that. I care about the 8 series. I don't know why, I just do. And then from there, then I would want to see what TCL does with their 1000 zoner, because that's very interesting as well. So, yeah. All right, so we've got Mohammed, what's going on, brother? We've got Todd, what's going on? Craig, you said what sizes are we looking at? For what TV are you looking at specifically? Mohammed says, Quantum, can you check the TCL C825? It's mini LED, 4K 120, and it looks amazing. I think the C825 is that 75-incher, and I typically have a rule of thumb here. I don't do any 75-inch TVs because I can't lift 75 inches by myself. And that's the whole thing. I mean, technically you could get it up, but moving it around and setting it up would be very difficult, and I like to keep it no bigger than 65. That's just my rule. And so if they can make it 65 inches, great, but they don't, in my understanding, it's actually a rather large TV. Now, if they make it smaller, then I'll check it out, but I think at this juncture, to check out anything from 2021 is a bit of a waste because we know more things are coming out, and that's where I've got to put all of the resources. Because for those that don't know, this channel is run entirely off of crowd and self-funding. So if we start spending funds inappropriately, so as we're getting into the new season of TVs coming out, right, we start going in the backlog, re-reviewing TVs and stuff like that, that eats into our operation costs because we have to sell these TVs off 9 times out of 10 at anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 on a loss. That's just how it works. Facebook Marketplace filled with hagglers. Nobody wants to pay market value for a used product because they don't care, right, that you're Quantum TV and you can calibrate a TV. They want the best deal. People are like that. So the reality is, as much as it'd be nice to check out something from 2021, I mean, unless there's an immense amount of demand for it in the community, there's no way I would have the ability to do that because it just doesn't make any sense. You know, the channel just isn't going to operate. It just doesn't operate like that. You know, I can't. So 9 times out of 10, I have to be very strategic with what I do select for us, and it usually goes off of what you guys sound off on the most. And I kind of have, I know the routine of things that, like, you guys obviously are going to want to see the C2, you guys are going to want to see the Sonys every year, but then of course you have to worry about the little niche models in between there that are going to be ridiculously expensive, like sometimes like the A90J was last year. So again, it's all about figuring this stuff out and maneuvering it. And again, I'm just being straight up with you guys about it because it's like, you know, I'm not Rockefeller, right? I cannot, right? I cannot pull a Vincent T.O. and get flown out somewhere on the free, and nobody's going to sponsor my videos. I can't walk into Crampton and more and go, I'd like that one, that one, that one, and that one sent to this address tomorrow morning. It's just not going to happen because I'm too honest about this shit. I'm going to put out an honest report, good or bad, what it does. So bear with that, I suppose, and I know that's not exactly the answer you guys want to hear, but maybe in time, if we get big enough, we can do a lot more. But this is where we are right now. You know, just being real here. We've got Andre Aro, 24K. Member for 2 months. What's going on, man? You said, what's up, Q? Love you and love the community. Keep it amazing, fam. I really do appreciate that, man. And thanks for joining up and hitting your second month here as a paid member of the community. Really appreciate it. As you know, it goes a long way with what we do here. 2022 is going to be a very different year. We're going to be hitting all kinds of different, all kinds of crazy. It's going to be incredible. I can't wait. Bro, you guys have no idea. I just got so much shit planned. Like, oh, man. And I even now, I've got, like, I'm, like, literally looking at it. It's like this Light Me Neo 2.0 kit. Funny story behind that. The guy that owns Light Me Neo or something like that, he hit me up, and it was like months ago, and he was like, hey, I saw your review. I totally scathed them, by the way, wrecked them in my initial review because I had to do so much work. It was like an unfinished product. I'm snipping the fucking LED pieces. I'm ripping off adhesive, and I'm doing all this extra shit. Like, where Go-V, you just kind of place it, and you know, with Philips, you kind of place it and you do your job for the most part. Though Philips is a lot more difficult too, but that was some work, and so I scathed them for it. And of course, he was appreciative of it. He was like, hey, listen, I love your honest review style. So what do you think about getting the Light Me Neo 2.0 and letting me know a brutally honest review on it? And I was like, all right, cool. Haven't heard a thing from that guy for, like, it had to have been 3 to 4 months, right? And then I get a call from the post office, and they're like, hey, we've got this package, and it's for this address, but they keep telling me that you're not there, and we're trying to figure out where you are, and I'm like, what are you talking about? What package? I'm not expecting anything. And so figure it out. Long story short, there it is. And so, yeah, we're going to be reviewing the 2.0 kit. And that's going to be very interesting because, of course, we're going to be brutally honest. If it sucks, it sucks. If it's good, it's good. Then I'm actually really excited because they put rope lighting on it like the Philips Hue Gradient. So I'm going to be testing this thing through the ringer. At this point, I've got so many light kits, but this is going to be fun for me. But, yeah, just a little fun thing I wanted to share with you all. But, yeah, most definitely, man. All right, so let's try to catch up to some of this stuff in the chat because we've got it lagging a little bit, and also not so much at the same time. We'll catch it up, though. All right, so we've got, when are the mini LED TVs coming out? Most of the TVs that you're going to be seeing are going to be coming out in spring. So you can expect April, May. That's when a lot of the stuff will come out. Some stuff even will get pushed out into summer. So we're talking August. They love August for whatever reason. You're going to see a lot of stuff happen around August, too. And I'm anticipating that with TCL the most. All right, so then we have, hey, Hi Quantum, what do you think, what do you think, how much, oh, okay, so you're asking two questions here. Threw me off for a second there. How much will be the